Hello, Princess Emily. Are you enjoying your tea and crumpets today? Oh my goodness, what is all this hullabaloo? You better not ruin me and Princess Emily's tea time. Now state your purpose. Sir, there's a huge problem. There's a huge problem. State your purpose. What is going on? The problem is shitty YouTube take comments. Oh, I understand. And they will pay. Yo, what's up guys and gals and non-binary pals? I'm Jumps and I'm here for another video. Basically last year I made a video called Racism within Genshin Impact, and it got a lot of controversy based on my opinion on the difference between blackwashing and whitewashing, as well as other things that I stated within the video. So basically this video is just a rebuttal to that previous video talking about why you're wrong and I'm right. So yeah, let's go. Alright, this first comment is simple. It just says OC does not equal representation, and although that can be true, it doesn't really apply to blackwashing or whitewashing, because you're literally taking a character that's already established and just making them darker or lighter. It's not an OC. It's just literally the same fucking character, just made two shades darker or lighter. So it doesn't really make sense. And even if you create your own OC, why can't you use that as your own form of representation? Why can't companies make characters that give out some form of other representation? Why does it have to be you making the characters lighter or darker to find some form of representation? Okay, next comment. This is the take of someone who doesn't understand systematic oppression, the centuries of history behind it, and how it still applies to fictional media. Giving equal treatment to whitewashing and blackwashing is a complete false equivalence. Alright, so explain how. First of all, I do understand systematic oppression as a person who is a minority in America. I see people who are constantly oppressed for their race. I see constantly people who are born into shitty environments because of systematic oppression, and how African Americans are more subjugated to crime because of systematic oppression, shitty housing, and other stuff like that. That's all racism, actual racism that applies nowadays. But anyway, what I was going to say is like, you don't explain how that applies to media. There is a fact, like, in the past that a lot of media you used to just do all white casts, all white this, that, and with like a occasional token black character. But nowadays it's just a lot of people who are just forcing agendas on others and forcing characters that aren't really meant to be a certain race to be a race that conforms to the minority. And that's kind of something I'm against. I don't really believe that like characters that are already established should be changed. I think that they should be the same. And, you know, others might disagree with that, and that's okay. But you really don't explain your point of view as to why, you know, I don't understand this shit. I mean, I fucking study this, bro. Don't play with me. Alright, so this is the big comment that I have to address, and it says, well, you would be wrong. Dark-skinned people do not whitewash characters in spite of anything. They want to have a character they can relate to on a look, meaning you can have any character from a game and just make them look darker so people can relate to them better. Just like how you have a character pale you can relate to better. First of all, I'm not pale, but that's okay. They aren't being spiteful. They want a character for them. You can't, that's generalization. So they ask the company for that character. They say, okay, we're going to Godsumeru where your people reside. They make it. They do not make the characters dark enough, give them the correct hair, and or make them dark at all. Everyone is just another model from a different zone, and no effort was put into the works, which is lazy. I'll make people not want to play the game. And don't buy into this talk about white characters. It's worship. Do not be mistaken. Because of this picture and on Chinese or Japanese, Google or ring Afro-Chinese or Afro-Japanese. They were as black as the Ace of Spades, and yet their game, they wanted to be considered for thousands of years we have white people. No, they just started doing this garbage. This is a fad. Other Asians do not do this. They do not follow the fad. Okay, so did you know that there's bars in Japan made so that African Americans cannot access them? Do you know that the standard for Japanese culture is being white? Did you know that the standard for Filipino culture is that you have to be white, even though most Filipinos are tan? Did you know that other Asian races have standards that, you have to be white and small and stuff like that? It's kind of stupid how you just say, like, it's just China that's doing this quote unquote fad, but it's really not just them. It's literally all Asian races. And is that a good thing? No, it's not. It's a bad thing. And I literally talk about how Genshin Impact does it because they're lazy in other videos. Genshin Impact keeps their fucking characters the same because they're shitty, dude. They're lazy as fuck, and that's true. No one wants to play the game because they're fucking lazy and they're uncreative. I also talked about how male characters within Genshin Impact often have the same fucking shitty ass body types, and nothing's being done about that either. It's more than just appearance. It's more than just looks. But do I think it's a racist thing? No, I don't. This comment was a response to my rant. It says, because you may think you are normal, but others hate you is not obvious. No matter how much of a good person you may, others will hate you for your skin color to the point old Chinese women will walk up to you, grab your arm, lick her tongue, and try to scrub off your skin color. Then say in Chinese it won't come off. Go ahead, say that happened. Of course it happened. I didn't say it didn't. I also didn't say that I was for that. I was literally against it. That's why I made an African American History Month, because I'm not cool with that. So I don't really get your point here. Oh, and Jump told me you should watch this since you put up Martin Luther King, Byzantine icons of Black Russians, Black rulership. It told me you may not be informed. Let's get you up to track. Okay, so I put Martin Luther King because bro had a dream, and I agree with his dream that everyone should be together and unsegregated. But nowadays people probably would prefer segregation in many instances, and maybe I'll make a video talking about how people, aren't cool with that, or like aren't allowing other people to do other things because of their race and stuff like that, or saying, "Oh, you're white, you're blah blah blah, you can't say this, or you can't do that." You know what I mean? I'll probably talk about that in the future because it is something I'm passionate about and I don't understand. So yeah, that's my little rant. But I agree with Martin Luther King, so I don't understand what's your problem with that. And also, I don't understand what's your other problems with other stuff because like I am not for racism, but I do believe that blackwashing and whitewashing is a problem in general. I do not believe that either should occur. I believe that if you want a representation for a character in media, you should either make your own or try to convince larger companies to create one for you. Or how about this? If you don't like the characters that a game is making, don't play the game. I didn't play Genshin Impact in 2 years now, and I'm probably miserable, honestly. In conclusion, all I gotta say is if you lack the information or the knowledge or the comprehension in order to respond to my rather tame interpretation on blackwashing versus whitewashing, as well as, racism within the Genshin Impact community, which honestly I touched more on how that's a bad thing, you probably shouldn't comment on my video because this makes you sound unintelligent. If you're gonna watch like an hour and a half video on like fucking black leaders in the past, how can you not comprehend what I'm trying to say? That's like relatively simple in comparison. Anyway, that's all I really gotta say. See ya. Bye bye. What? What the fuck? Yo.